Hello Capricorn, welcome to your May 2018 love reading. Serena here, shuffling the cards. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here. Well, we got a lot of cards here that connect to, well, maybe a lot isn't an exaggeration, but let me try to, there we go, I think. We have a few cards here that talk about things related to passivity, but I mean, it doesn't have to be in a bad way. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. Let me just start. This is the heart of the matter, the Nine of Pentacles. Now, your Pentacles being of the earth element, the other earth signs are Virgo and Taurus. This card is associated with somebody who is financially independent, independently wealthy, you know, but somebody, it's meant to imply that somebody is self-sufficient. Okay, actually, I have to check my Rider-Waite deck. That's the Morgan Greer that I'm using right now, to see if they always depict it using a woman. I think the number 9 is a female number. I'm not sure, because number 9, it's funny. And then I got the Hermit. Number 9 can be a card that is associated with humanitarianism, but in terms of being alone, the solitude that we associate with the contemplative individual, it's possible that you are in this position where you are taking care of yourself. Now, obviously, this can be due to being newly divorced, and so this is like a novelty for you, where you are standing on your own 2 feet materially. And for Capricorn, that isn't some kind of like an odd situation. Most Capricorns, even if they're in a committed relationship, will probably have a career of their own. And so if they had to leave, they would be able to do so. So it isn't that this is a new experience for you to be, you know, in a career, but taking care of yourself solely, it may be that case. Now, this could simply be another person who's a earth sign, and you're in this relationship, and then you have here, what crosses you is the 7 of Pentacles. So this is a card that is associated with assessing a situation, like a relationship, for instance, in this particular context, and seeing if it really benefits you, if it's going to be something worth investing in for the long term. This is the Farmer's card, although I call it the George Harrison card, because I think it looks like him. You see that there are leaves growing from the, I don't know if the leaves are growing from the Pentacles, since those are gold coins, but I mean, he is submerged in them, because it's pointing to growth. And growth meaning that there is life, that there's something there for this relationship to flourish. But when it's in the challenging position, there could be this sense that maybe you're being too cautious. Maybe you're like afraid to simply, you know, commit yourself fully to this situation because you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. And of course, this does tend to happen when people have been through, you know, pasts where they had a lot of negative things. So it's not like it's not understandable, but the point being that it could be preventing you from having that kind of relationship that you really want. Because maybe there is this person that you've been seeing and they really are the real deal. But maybe you've just been so afraid to really go the whole 9 yards that you are allowing yourself to, I don't know, to kind of hold back. You might be seeing this person, but just not committing to them the way that you should. And I mean, usually when I'm dealing with people, I'm thinking in terms of the way that they are being too impulsive, for instance. And so it's nice to see people being a lot more cautious, but you know, you can take anything to the extreme, and that might be what you're doing. And yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say about this card. And you know, another thing too is that yeah, I think that's pretty much what I wanted to say. So this would be like if you're, you know, dating and you still haven't found anybody and you just like are scrutinizing them a lot and you're, you know, for some reason reluctant to take the next step. At the heart of this situation, you know, the reason for this is the Four of Swords. So yeah, I mean, this goes back to what I was saying before. If you have been married and maybe you had to, maybe you're in that process of recovering from that, because this could even be physical recovery. And we know that when we're in situations where there's a lot of stress, even in a marriage or a live-in situation, sometimes it can affect you physically, you know, adversely, and you have to kind of recover from it. It's almost like post-traumatic stress disorder, and you have to kind of like debrief yourself, or, you know, get yourself out of that frame of mind and just have a lot of rest and recuperation. And also, it might be, too, that you're just doing a lot of reflection. And so if that's the case, then that's fine, because I think that that is a better approach than somebody who just has to always have a relationship. The higher message is represented by the Justice card. I think that, I mean, there could be a Libra person around you who is someone that is actually a very good match for you. Even though Libra and Capricorn do have, you know, they square off, there can be a lot of attraction between those two signs. And this could possibly be telling you that this person is a good person for you, but this is also the legal system. So again, maybe, you know, maybe you're actually separated and you haven't decided whether or not you want a divorce. And maybe that Seven of Pentacles is you being too, like, in that analytical phase where you're still kind of clinging to the relationship. And so the Justice card for the spiritual message would be saying, you know that it's over and that this is the logical next step. Advice is represented by the Page of Cups. This could, as advice, this could be that there's a Pisces person who in general will be more compatible with you than a Libra that is in the picture, or that you should give a second glance at. Also, I would say it's asking you to look at gullibility issues. If you were in a situation where you married somebody under false pretenses, who was kind of a con artist in any way, whether they pretended that they were faithful, and you found out that all along they were cheating, something along those lines. The Page of Cups is asking you to look at how you relate to others when you're in a relationship, and maybe you are too trusting. It's hard to say that about Capricorn, but I've come up with a theory in the past that I think that Capricorn people sometimes do end up in these types of situations because, and I think this is true for Taurus people as well, because they do come from that material mindedness where they really equate everything with finances. And maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but just hear me out, because when somebody, let's say you get involved with somebody who is like a gold digger, and I'm not, it could be a man who's a gold digger. If you're a woman Capricorn, this could be a man who may have used you for your material resources. A Capricorn person may not think that there's anything out of order if the person is overly concerned about money, like if they're always asking them, about how much they have or things like that. They may just think those are normal questions, and they don't realize that this person has a preoccupation with it. So that can lead to getting involved with somebody who is like a grifter, somebody who is a con artist, and being like a babe in the woods about it, because you just assume, yeah, what's so weird about that? Of course, people are going to talk about money a lot, and not see that the love part of it wasn't really front and center. It was more about, okay, what do we have here? How much money and things like that. So I think that's kind of where I'm going with that card. And what's coming in is represented by the Hermit card. So this could be a Virgo person. You may meet them, who knows, maybe you'll even meet them at a retreat, where like a silent retreat where everybody's there and they can't talk, and you might be doing a few of those if you have the Four of Swords, but or like a yoga kind of setting. Or this could simply mean that you're going to be spending more time alone, and you're going to be making good use of it, because you're going to be doing a lot of soul searching. Capricorns have had Pluto in their sign for 10 years. Now Saturn has entered the picture. These two heavies are really challenging Capricorns to look at their, view of life, and how does that serve them? How does that hinder them? Are there some things you believe about life that actually work against you and have created certain obstacles for you? And then you're able to move forward and everything is good, So I like that. I actually like that card for you, as well as the Four of Swords, because I think it is so important. And the outcome is the Two of Pentacles. There might be some decision you have to make. And this may be just career related. This could be like working overseas, and it may take you away from where you are right now. But that could possibly bring you to where your soulmate lives. Or the Two of Pentacles may be not juggling two different people, but choosing between two different people. If you are separated and you're separated from an earth sign, you may have this Virgo person coming in and you have to decide between these two people. And make sure that either one of them is the person. Don't just choose people based on availability. Choose based on how you feel about them. And this can be you may have somebody come in that is really compatible for you. Also, the Two of Pentacles can mean that you're just super duper busy, because the Two of Pentacles can mean that you're juggling 2 jobs and things like that. And so with the reclusive cards of the Hermit and the Four of Swords, you may be like working and then going home and just chilling for the time being, and that's all good. That's okay for you, because I think a lot of Capricorns, it's their careers are where they shine. And sometimes when people are very good at their careers or successful, then their private life tends to be where the problems crop up. And yet you can have a healthy relationship. I think it's a matter of really choosing wisely and not being desperate, and feeling like, you know what, when the time is right, I'll be with the person that is right for me. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this, Capricorn, and if you would like a private reading, the link to my website is below. It's RainaMoonAstrology.com. Take care. Bye.